So thank you guys. I know some of you may be hopping on our Zoom link. Hopefully a bunch of you are hopping on and watching this through Facebook Live. I see we already got a few people popping on, giving me some thumbs up here. So cool. I'm really excited you guys connected with us. We are doing, and I put it out earlier, I'm going to hop on live. We're doing kind of our official launch for our 7-Day Jesus Challenge. So I wanted to come on today, just as we're starting off, talk to you. I've been kind of giving some teases about the 7-Day Challenge. I want to take a few minutes to share kind of how God birthed this, the story behind it, how we ended up here with this, and some of the things I feel that God has in store for this Jesus Challenge. Most of you guys I'm friends with on Facebook. Some of you I've been friends with for a long time. But if you know anything about me, I've had a passion for over 25 years of just sharing Jesus with people. I know my life was radically changed with having an encounter with the presence of God, and he forgave me, he set me free, he placed a joy in my heart, and something rose up in me that I just wanted to share this with people. I love seeing just the enemy broke off people's lives. I love praying for people, seeing them healed, seeing them set free, seeing them forgiven, learning how to hear God's voice, learning how to grow in their relationship with God, learning how to see prayers get answered. All this is just fun and exciting and amazing. So this beginning of this really started several years ago, almost 4 years ago now. We were doing an outreach in New York, and we had a team of us, and we broke up in groups and just started moving out in different places around the city. And we went to, my team went to an apartment complex and went up to a lady named June. If you actually go down a little bit on my Facebook, I shared a video from that story. And we just started talking to her. And I asked her, I said, do you in any pain right now? We'd like to pray and watch Jesus heal you. And she started to tell us that she was going for surgery on Thursday. She had several damaged vertebrae in her neck. She had been pretty much in constant pain for 15 years, couldn't move her neck. So I got all excited because I have several really cool testimonies of seeing people healed, vertebrae healed. So I shared one story. This was when I was church planting in New York City, and we were crazy. We would just go knock on doors in apartment buildings on the Bronx and ask if anybody needs prayer, if they know anybody in the building that needs prayer, and knocked on one door, and this young teenage girl answered. And we told them, hey, we're here. We're followers of Jesus. We love Jesus. We're just coming around and praying for people. We want to bless you. Is there anybody we can pray for with your family? She's like, can you come in and pray for my mom? She was in a car accident and damaged her vertebrae, and she's in constant pain. And the doctor said there's really nothing they could do for her except give her pain meds. So we came in. The teenage girl actually was a follower of Jesus. She was a born-again Christian, and her mom was an atheist. She told us she was an atheist. She told us she didn't believe in God, but her daughter just kept pushing her like, Mom, let him pray for you. Just let him pray, see what happens. So she kind of reluctantly agreed, and we had shared some stories with her. So we asked her if we could put our hands on her neck where the vertebrae was. One of the ladies on our team did that, prayed for her, and she yelled. She said she felt fire go down through her neck and shot straight down through her spine. Instantly, all the pain was set free. She said all the pain was gone. She had full mobility in her neck. She was so excited. She started crying. Her daughter was crying with her. And we followed back up with them, and we shared Jesus. And it was, that Jesus, when he died on the cross, he paid the price for her sin, but also paid the price for her to be healed and set free. And I said, we prayed, but it was Jesus that healed you. So she went from being an atheist to a believer. And we found out when we followed up with her daughter, she went to church with her that Sunday, and Mom prayed and went forward and gave her life to Jesus. So share all that. That's the story I shared with June. And I said, June, we've seen God do this before. He's going to do this for you. So same thing. We prayed for June. And if you go back and watch the testimony, her words are so powerful. She said she felt heat and fire come down through her neck, right through her spine. And she said she was instantly healed, 15 years of pain, got full mobility. She was supposed to go in and have surgery that Thursday. So I think she went in and told her doctor that she didn't need the surgery, that Jesus healed her. But it was a powerful testimony. We had a lot of cool, amazing things that God did throughout the rest of the day. But something kind of sparked and stirred inside of me that I started thinking, I'm like, okay, I met June, but she lives in New York. I live in New Jersey. What happens next? And we had a meeting that night, and she said she was going to come to the meeting, but God really started stirring something in my heart to create a tool that people could use when they go out, when they're talking to Jesus, talking to people about Jesus, a tool they could use with their friends and family members to share this great hope, this great joy they found, to be able to share it with them. So my wheels started turning, and I wanted it to be something that even if you met a total stranger, there was a way you could connect up with them that made sense. So that was kind of the beginning stages of this. About 2 years ago, the first step was a book I wrote, Discovering Jesus. And what it was a 30-day journey where you could go through the book, and during the 30 days, if you shared this with someone, you could meet back up with them, and it gave them a process of connecting with God. This actually is going to be an incredible discipleship tool we're going to use for small groups, working with new believers, people that are searching and want to know God in kind of a group setting. I've written a study guide, and we're sending it off this week to print. So there's a revised version of this book, Discovering Jesus, that is going to fit with the 7-Day Jesus Challenge. So the book was written about 2 years ago, and it was a learning curve. I realized it's a challenge. Every time I'd have someone I wanted to take it through them, they had to get a book. So a lot of times I ended up just hopping on Amazon and bought the book for them. And then, we met up and we'd go through the book. And I realized for a lot of people, going through a whole 30 days was a hard first step. And I realized I needed to shorten it down to 7 days, which we did. So we took the first 7 days from it to make the 7-Day Jesus Challenge. And it had to be something you could do over your phone. It needed to be something that you didn't have to go buy something. You didn't have to go get a book. You could have it right in your hands. So that is where we are now. We created the 7-Day Jesus Challenge. Well, I've started using this. So I want to take a few minutes to explain and share with you guys, what the challenge is, how you can find it, how you can use it. If you're on here watching, just give me a heart or a thumbs up. I know some people have already started doing that. But what you would do is you go to 7-Day Jesus. If you're watching this, you can try scanning the QR code, and this will take you to 7-Day Jesus, or type it in, just 7dayjesus.com. And when you go there, there's a short, less than 1 minute intro video, and it explains what the challenge is. So the idea is that you can use this with friends, you can use it with family members, co-workers, someone you meet at the gas station, someone you meet out riding your bike, any place and every place that you go. And I wanted to set it up in a challenge format. Past several years, we've had all kind of crazy challenges on the internet. Why not have a Jesus challenge? So what I usually do is I ask people, I said, hey, have you heard of the Jesus Challenge? And I always get, no, what is that? And my answer is, I respond to them, I said, what's the one thing in your life that you need a breakthrough or you need a miracle? What's that one thing? And I give them a minute. And if they hem and haw a little bit, I'm like, come on, everybody needs something. Nobody has a perfect life. What's that one place you need a miracle or a breakthrough right now? And then I wait for them, and usually they'll come up with something. And I said, well, the challenge is that you're going to give God 7 days. You're going to write down that one thing, and you go to this website, 7-Day Jesus. It takes you about 10 minutes a day. And if you look on the back of the invite card, scan the QR code or go to 7dayjesus.com, follow the challenge. Takes you, says 15 minutes here, on the challenge 10 minutes, depending on how fast you are, 10 to 15 minutes a day. And then see what God does in your life in the next 7 days. So you ask someone to take the challenge, have them come up with the one thing that it is they want to see God do in their life, and ask them, are you willing to do the challenge? And, let them decide yes or no. It's no pressure. If they say yes, fantastic. And the goal is that all of us will have gone through this. So you can share part of your story of going through it. So if you're inviting someone, you can say, oh man, when I went through this 7-day challenge, this is what happened for me. This is what God did. So the first step, if you haven't yet, go to 7dayjesus.com, sign up, take the challenge yourself. Then when you invite someone else to do it, it's supposed to be like a spark in a fire. You do it, then you can invite others to do it. And then you can share part of what happened with you and your story. And then once they say, yes, I want to take the challenge, great. Can we get together next week? Let's meet up for coffee. Let's meet up right back wherever you met the person. If it's a family, friend, then it's easy. Just find an easy, convenient place to meet. I want to meet with you, and I want to hear what happened. I want to hear your story. I want to get together and pray with you about this thing. So you set up the time to meet together again. When they go on to the challenge, you'll see there's an intro video, a place to register, and you pick a time. And the goal is that they do it same time every day for 7 days. So that is the challenge. And one of the things God spoke to me about, just as I was going through this, I'm like, man, I feel like God's birthed this in me to be a blessing to everybody. But I felt in my heart, even if I'm the only one who uses it, I love sharing Jesus with people. And it's such a fun, easy way. And it's an easy way to start a conversation. Right now, I have a family member that I invited to take the 7-day challenge. And he doesn't have a lot of experience with God. He doesn't have a lot of experience with church. He knows some things, but he was really open. So I invited him to do this. He got signed up. He got registered. We're meeting next Saturday. And I get a chance to sit down with him and go through, each of the days. A lot of it's just questions. I'll ask him, okay, when you went through this, what's the thing that really jumped out and spoke to you? You can also tell people each day there's a place where you write your answers and a place for you to journal, and that will be emailed back to you. So we're going to get together and go over it. And I'm excited about what God is going to do in his life over these 7 days. And then the cool thing is someone doesn't have to make a decision right on the spot. Now you get a chance for God to work with them, and they go in there, they're reading portions from Mark, they're journaling, there's a place to pray, there's a video to watch, it was part of a devotion I share. All these different ways that they can connect with God and grow spiritually, and God will work on their heart, and the Spirit of God will draw them closer to them. So you'll be excited to see what happens at the end of the 7 days. So that's the challenge. What we're doing now, and so that's kind of like the first step with it. Now, this was our card for that, the 7-day challenge. So that if you look at it, that's like step one. So if you're on here, if you're interested in this, if you're excited about this, maybe you're on here because honestly, we went through this whole COVID thing, and it was almost like everybody was shut down for 2 years. We had times where we were like, you're not allowed to go out of your house. And if you do, you have masks on, you can't touch anybody, you can't talk to anybody. There was all these things that cut off communication. And I feel a lot of us are like at a place now where like, man, I need a spiritual recharge. The 7-day challenge is exactly what you need. It's a 7-day boost, a recharge, a way to connect with Jesus. So start off with this, doing it for yourself, whether you're new to Jesus or, been following him for 20 years. This is the boost and the opportunity and excitement to get the flame started again. I want to share a scripture with you out of the Bible. It's out of the book of Matthew. I've been thinking about this because I feel like we're coming into a new season. And what is it that God's speaking to us right now? We've had, seems like the last of the restrictions taken, even the hardest cities, now they're open back up. The planes you can fly without having to wear a mask. God's getting ready to do something. And what is it that he's calling us back to? And I think an important part of it is he's calling us back to the beginning. So I think about the life of Jesus. He was with his disciples for 3.5 years, and he was resurrected, and it said he appeared to them again over 40 days and met different disciples and met with them and had meals. But right before he went to heaven, he shared the most important thing. Because I thought about that. If I had a friend and I spent 3.5 years with him and he was mentoring me, and then he was getting ready to leave, our last conversation would be the most important things he wanted to pass on to me. And this is the last thing Jesus said in Matthew 28. He said, then Jesus came close to them and said, all the authority of the universe has been given to me. Now, wherever you go, make disciples of all nations, baptizing them in the name of the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit, and teach them to faithfully follow all that I have commanded you. And never forget that I am with you every day, even to the completion of the age. That was Jesus's last words. He said, everywhere you go, as you are going, from all nations, all people, everyone you meet, make disciples of them. Teach them, pass on the things I poured into you, the things you learned about me, the good news of the kingdom, pass that on to them. And you'll see that when you read the life of Jesus. You know, part of the training for the past 3.5 years, he'd break them up to pairs, 2 by 2, and send them out. Said, go in the city, preach the good news of the kingdom, heal the sick, cleanse the leper, raise the dead, you know, crazy stuff. But God empowered them. The Spirit of God worked through them. And as you read through the Bible, you know, many miracles happened through them. And that's why I think it's important, like sharing that story of June, because as we share Jesus, the call is to pray for the sick and see them set free. And these miracles will give testimony of who Jesus is and that this message about Jesus is true. So I'm excited. One of the things that God spoke clearly. So I've been working, I have a good friend, Aaron Mann, who's been working, putting a lot of the behind the scenes stuff together. He's like my tech guru guy. But as I've been preparing and putting this together, God spoke something very clear. He said, Steve, you got to go out and model it for people. So sometimes when God does things, some of it's supposed to be private. Some of it's just, you know, me, God, and the people around. But as I'm doing this, God was real clear. He said, it needs to be public. Go out, share with what you're doing. You know, I can teach people how to do this, but a lot of it will be caught. So check back through social media. You know, I'm on Facebook quite a bit. I'm going to share different videos, different stories as I go out and talk to family members, talk to friends, go out and talk to total strangers, what God does. And we'll have videos where you can watch us as we just go out and do it. You know, I'm recruiting some people to go out, some small teams to go out and do some of this stuff with me. But so this is going to be a journey. So follow us on this. But I want to present a few different opportunities. As I'm sharing this, some of you, I feel are like, God is going to raise up a fire within you. If you're a follower of Jesus, there should be some spark. There's something in you that should want to be like, yeah, you know, God's done so much for me. I want to share him with everybody I know. I want to share him with my family members. This is a tool to help you do that. You know, many times people like invite someone to church, and if they say no, then you're like, okay, now what? Or you share your story of what Jesus has done. Maybe they're not ready to make a decision. Now what? This is a tool that gives you time and gives God time for them to interact and journal and work together. And then you can come back around and see what God's done. And many times they may be ready to make the decision at that point. But I want to help you to be able to grow. I want to help you to use this tool. As I go about using it, you know, God's been real clear to me that I need to equip and train people in the process as well. So we're doing a few different things. The first thing that we're offering is we're going to be putting together coaching groups. So that's this site. If you go to 30dayjesus.com, you know, the 7-Day Jesus is where you go to take the challenge. So if you go there, you see it. That's how you sign up. You do the 7 days to it. After you've done the 7-day, then kind of like your next step, and we'll call it our next step, is going to 30-Day Jesus and signing up for 30 days to do a coaching group with me, a mentoring group with me. And we're going to hop on through Zoom. I'm going to create a couple different times. I think we're going to do like Thursdays, 12 noon and 7 p.m. So if some people can do it over their lunch hour, it'll be 1 hour. And there'll be a group of us doing at noon. There'll be a group of us doing at 7 o'clock. This will be Eastern Standard Time. And I'm going to coach you. But the cool part is there's going to be like group encouragement as well. It's going to be an interactive Zoom meeting. We're going to begin by prayerfully identifying over the next 30 days who in our life do we want to see come to Jesus? Have God come crashing into their world, set them free, that we're going to see them come to an encounter with Jesus and see them radically change their life. So each person will come up with about 3 to 5 people. And as a group, we're going to pray together. I know Aaron's working with me now. He's probably going to be sharing a link of how you can go and get information about our coaching groups. So it's going to be 30 days, once a week for an hour, and we'll come together. So we identify who this is that we're going to pray as a group for. And then we're going to practice on how to be able to share the Jesus challenge with people. And you'll be able to come back each week. And if you have questions, ask me questions. Share with me what happened. So we'll set goals. Okay, this week I'm going to talk to this person and that person. We're going to pray for each other. Then we're going to come back next week and share, okay, what happened? And we'll learn together and we'll grow together. And over those weeks, I believe God is going to work in our group, and we're going to see many of the people that we're praying for come together over that group, over that month. So over those 4 weeks together. So it's really a neat opportunity. I want to be hands-on with you people, sorry. I want to be hands-on with each of you in our group, and help and share and impart and pray. And anything God's given to me, I want to be able to give it back to you. The other thing, as a group, we're going to go through this. We're going to take 30 days. We're going to go through the study guide. And in our Zoom groups, each week, we're going to come together and have gone through the Jesus challenge. Not just that, but go through the Discovering Jesus. So we'll go through this as a group. Our goal also is that we grow together. And part of going through this is, I believe there'll be opportunities that once you lead someone to Jesus, then you'll be able to create some small groups we're going to call Jesus groups, where they can invite friends and family. And, we'll help with the idea of using this book to just start like a Jesus discipleship group. But that's kind of down the road. I'm giving you a sneak peek. Our first step is to learn how to use this tool. Some of you you may say, Steve, I've never led anyone to Jesus. I've never shared it. Good, I'll help you with it. I'll help you use this tool. We'll practice. I'll help you with what to say. The other thing we're going to include with the coaching is I've created a mini school. So there's a recorded school, 3 sessions. It's got scripts of what to say if you're going to talk to a friend, scripts of what to say, if you're just talking to a total stranger. So the mini school, if you sign up for the coaching, and God's already showed us some other schools we're supposed to do. Normally our schools are going to be $50, but for the mentoring groups, we're going to cut that in half. So that's going to be $25. And the mini school, I'm going to include that for free with it. So we're giving you as much resources. I'm giving you my time, access. I'm going to be praying with you. If you sign up for the coaching, and I would encourage you, if this is stirring you at all, sign up for the coaching. You'll get the mini school. You'll get me for a month. I'm going to pour everything into you and help you to be able to use this tool. I mean, what's the cost if you can bring some of your people, your family members, your friends into an encounter with Jesus and see their life changed? So if you can do that at all, I encourage you, join one of our coaching groups. If you can't, we're making the mini school available, 3 sessions, scripts on how to use it. $9, made it as literally as cheap as possible. I want this to be in everybody's hand because I want it to be a tool. If you've met Jesus and had an encounter, I want this to be one of your tools that can help you share your faith with other people. And Aaron's going to put a link on here, give you access to it. If you signed up, if you've gone to 30dayjesus.com and registered, we'll also send you an email with all the links to be able to take do the coaching group or to get the mini school. So that's another thing. We have the coaching groups. We've got the mini school. Mini school's $9. That's almost like a cup of Starbucks anymore. So, if you can't do the coaching, at least get the mini school. That is a reference that you'll come back to it. And I've learned something over the years. If you put a little money into something, if you put a little time and effort and study something, you're going to grow in it. And you'll use it. Jesus says where your treasure is, that's where your heart is going to be. So again, we've made these as inexpensive as possible. If you watch some of our stories and different videos, I've got my Jesus t-shirt we've got charcoal, we've got red. We're making these available as well, because I've had all kind of people ask me, where did we get these Jesus t-shirts from? So there's going to be a link for that as well. It's an instant conversation starter. Anytime I go out, I'll wear this. I wear this to the gym. If I'm intentional of going out to share Jesus with people, if I have this shirt on, people are going to know exactly what I'm going to be talking to them about when I approach them. So there's no guesswork with it. When I've had the shirt on, going to the grocery store or the gym, I've had people come right up and talk to me. Hey, I like your t-shirt. Instant conversation opener right then. So these will give you a link. You'll order it directly from our t-shirt company, $25 plus shipping and handling. It's honestly the highest quality t-shirt they offer. I wanted to get a really good quality one. So I checked and studied and figured out which t-shirt was actually the best. And unfortunately, I forgot. It's really bad, but I forgot the brand of it. It's Triple Blend Next Level, I think. Yep, Next Level Triple Blend. So from my study, that was like one of the highest quality t-shirts. So you're getting a really good t-shirt. They're fitted, they fit really well. We have men's and women's sizes, and then these two different colors. So $25. We'll send you a link. You know, I want to give you everything to get you equipped to go out and be able to share Jesus with people. And one last thing, I'm right on time because I wanted to be on here for about a half an hour with you guys. Thank you if you're watching this live. If you catch it later, thank you for hopping on. You know, if you go to 30 Day Jesus and sign up, you can follow what's going on with this. You know, we'll continue to send out updates. I'm going to start going to different areas and actually be doing training, different cities, equipping, taking people out, training them on how to do the challenge in person. Next year, we're actually going to start doing some mission trips doing this. So there's a lot of stuff coming. So go to 30dayjesus.com, register. You'll be able to get the links to everything that I've talked about. You'll be able to follow what's going on with us. And here's the last thing. Now, I'll warn you, this is not for everybody. In fact, probably most of the people on here, this is not for you. So now that I've got this out of the way, there's a few of you watching that what I'm going to offer is for you. We have what we're calling is a team starter kit. Some of you, God has gifted and wired like me. Why I created this, the Jesus Challenge, this is for everybody. If you're a follower of Jesus, you need to be able to share him with someone else. There's a move of God coming, and he's calling us up to be able to boldly take a stand and share Jesus with people. This is for everyone. You want everyone in your family to come and know him, every one of your friends, every one of your coworkers. Everybody needs, you know, if you share Jesus with people other ways, great. But this is another tool, and it's free and it's online and easy to use, so take advantage of it. But some of you, God is like wired that you're like burning to go out and share Jesus with people. You know, I had coffee with a friend earlier today. He's kind of wired like me. He just goes out, talks to people about Jesus, prays for him, asks people, hey, do you have any pain? You know, is there anything I can pray for you about? Do you have any pain right now? We're going to pray and we're going to see Jesus heal you right now. That's how he is. So we are kindred spirits. We're actually going to start going out together and just some God adventures and watching what God does. But if some of you are wired like that, or some of you, you're watching this and like, man, Steve, I want to be a part of these mission trips that you're doing. Or if you're going to a city, you know, I'd like to come if it's close. I'd like to come and be a part of that. Or there's something like, man, I would like to be on the inside and be a part of like helping to pray together with the leadership team and help to plan this out. We've got a thing we're calling the Team Starter Kit. So you're going to get a lot with this. So buckle up. You get 2 t-shirts. Now you're going to get 2 of everything with this kit, because Jesus, when he sent people out, he sent them 2 by 2. So if you're wired like me, that you're like burning to share Jesus and just see as many people come to him, become born again and set free. If you want to share that with everyone and you want to get equipped to go and do that everywhere, or you're doing it already and you want these tools and you want to be a part of it, our Team Starter Kit. Here's what you get with this. You get 2 of everything. Jesus sent out his disciples 2 by 2. So the Team Starter Kit will give you what you need for yourself and somebody else. So you want to find a friend, a spouse, family member that the 2 of you are going to go out. You'll get this kit, and you get 2 t-shirts. So you'll get your Jesus wear to when you go out together. You can get, men's, women's sizes, vintage red, vintage black. You get 2 t-shirts with it. You get not 1, not 2, but 1,000 of these postcards. I'm going to go through our printer. We'll print out 1,000 of these, ship them to you. So you will be equipped that everywhere you go, the 2 of you can share the Jesus challenge with people. You will get 2 of the Discovering Jesus books. You will also get our next book that I'm writing right now called On Mission with Jesus. What you're going to see is what we're doing through this whole process is tools to bring people to Jesus, see them set free, see them born again, and then help make disciples. Matthew 28. Everywhere you go, make disciples of all people, teaching them all that I taught you. We're going to create groups called Jesus groups, where we're going to disciple people who are searching for Jesus, someone who gets saved. We're going to find that man, woman of peace. And we're going to start groups around their family. First group will be taking them through Discovering Jesus, goes through the book of Mark. Second book, once you go through that, that'll be 1 month. Then you go through, and I'm pulling back the curtain. I'm showing you what's coming. The next book goes through the book of Acts. So powerful. I'm so excited as I'm writing this right now. It's called On Mission with Jesus. First, you discover him. Second book is On Mission with Jesus. The third book is going to be Transformed by Jesus. Discovering the Jesus within you. And that's going to take them through, still kind of deciding exactly what it's going to be. I think it's going to be the book of Colossians and the book of James. So it's going to be talk about your identity of who you are in Christ. And James is then going to talk about, as a follower of Jesus, what's your life supposed to look like. So being transformed by Jesus is going to be the third book. But you'll get 2 copies of the second book once we get that finished and set to print. The first run of those, they'll be sent to you. So you get 2 of these, 2 of the On Mission with Jesus, 1,000 postcards, 2 t-shirts, and then you also get a month of coaching free included with that for you and your partner as well. So we're giving everything we can to get you started. But the secret part and the exciting part of that is you're exclusively invited in to be a part of our planning team. Our team is going to meet together once a month. We're going to meet together prayerfully. We're going to gather in prayer, and we're going to begin to plan out the strategy of where we go with this. I believe we're birthing a movement. I feel like God's raising up these kind of movements all over the place. We're going to be one piece of it. But this is something that God's definitely called us to. And if you want to be a part of this on the inside, planning out these, we're going to call them city convergence. So we're going to come and converge on a city. We're going to do training with as many churches that want to be involved. We'll come in. We'll do a Friday night meeting where we gather the troops to worship and pray. We'll do a Saturday morning training, go out Saturday afternoon. Saturday evening, we'll have a big revival meeting, big healing meeting, invite everyone to come back to it. So it's going to be powerful weekends, and God's going to identify, I've actually had prophetic words about it, but identify specific cities around the United States. And then we'll begin to plan for mission trips over the world. And honestly, as we start doing this and as it grows, I believe it'll be like the book of Acts. It's going to be like a small spark, starting in Jerusalem and going out to Judea, Samaria, and the othermost parts of the earth. And we're going to follow the Holy Spirit. If there's countries and cities that start using this Jesus challenge and people are getting saved and they're following and going through our coaching stuff, and we're helping them to start Jesus groups. When God starts moving in a region, we'll come in and we'll support that. And we'll keep training and raising up leadership as we go. So I'm sharing all this. This is the team kit. And if something sparked in you as I'm sharing all this, we're offering this to you for $299. A big part of that is printing out the 1,000 postcards, but we're giving you everything you need. So find a partner, split the cost. We can work out 3 payments with you. If you want this, we can break it down to 3 payments. We'll work it out with you to make this happen. But if you want to get the team starter kit, that gets everything to get you up and running. And again, Aaron will post this put a tag along here, and we'll also have it included within our email as well. So let me pray for you guys. Again, thank you for hopping on. I'm excited. I like being on the front end of when God starts stuff. And I'm excited for those who are going to come alongside. I'm excited to pray with you. I'm excited. Some of you, I feel like God, is going to knit friendships together through this, and ministry partners together. We're going to work together and build the kingdom. So I'm excited for the new relationships and friendships that are coming through this, and that we're going to link arms together and bring people to Jesus. Some people are asking me, what is this? And we're not starting churches. It's supposed to raise and equip. So it's kind of a coaching ministry. It's an equipping ministry, but it's really a blessing ministry. So thank you guys again. Let me pray for you and look forward to connecting. Look for those emails, follow the links, and you can go to the pages to sign up for the various things that you want to do. Definitely get the t-shirts. Please, if you can, do the coaching. I'm really, really excited about that. So bless you guys. Let's pray. Father, I thank you for each person who's on here, each person who's watching. Holy Spirit, I invite you to come. And we just open our heart to you. Jesus, you told your disciples to go to Jerusalem and wait, to be endued with power by the Spirit of God, to be a witness for you, Jesus. We ask you right now, baptize us afresh with your Spirit. Give us a boldness and empower us that we can share with people the good news of you, Jesus. Empower us that we lay hands on the sick and pray for people, we'll see them instantly healed like June. God, I pray that you will raise up an army, and those that you're calling from hearing this to be a part of this, let them connect. Let them not hesitate or question, but jump right in. And let there be something in us that we say, Jesus, here am I, use me. God, use all these tools for your glory in your name, Jesus. Amen. Thank you again. Bless you guys. Go to 30dayjesus.com. Just sign up there so you can follow what's going on. And again, follow my Facebook. You're going to see some cool stuff.